Hi! Welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Floofyumi. You can call me Floof, Floofy, or Yumi. I am a variety VTuber that mainly focuses on gacha, Metroidvanias, Souls-like, and sometimes I dabble in horror, even though I am a giant chicken. It is a pleasure to meet you all. My journey started not long ago. So, please be kind to me. So, this has been a long up and coming video. It is for reaching a milestone back in, I think it was June or July, for hitting 400 members on Twitch. It was definitely something I never expected to happen so quick. As a celebration, I decided to make a video asking you all to give me questions that you have for me. I'm still a little bit awkward filming videos, so please, please understand this is the very first time I am still trying my absolute hardest to make this work. Right. Let's get down to it. I have the questions right here because I forget very, very easily. The first question is from Wolfie, and it is, who inspired you to become a VTuber? So the thing is, I didn't necessarily get inspired to become a VTuber. I got inspired to become a streamer. So the people that inspired me are called Unboxholics. They are a Greek streamer that I've been watching for many years. They helped me go through some difficult and lonely situations. So when I thought that I could have the opportunity to do that, I jumped on it. And I started learning more about streaming, and that is how I found VTubing. And I guess it wasn't one certain person that inspired me, which I guess that sounds a little bit unfair, but it was a bunch of them, from bigger streamers like Mousy and Sai Lily to smaller streamers using just public models. I thought it was a medium that you get to be very expressive and creative, and that made me want to jump in on it. Yeah. The second question is from Quicks, and it is, how is the temperature treating you? Back in the time that this was asked, the temperature was not treating me well. It was really warm. I am not acclimated to warm weathers. I am made for the winter. Yes. So right now, as the video is being made, temperature is lovely. Back then, terrible. Terrible. We have a little bit of a few deeper questions done by Coffee O'Bean, our lovely Wooly. So the first one, in total, the third one being, beyond aesthetics, what deeper meaning or personal aspirations are woven into the fabric of Floofyumi, the avatar? How does the avatar represent me as a person? That is a toughie. That is definitely a toughie. So, Floofyumi is literally my inner self. Well, if you accept the fact that she's magical and that she's a cosmic sip, she is what I wish I could be. So, the thing is, Floofyumi has multiple small inspirations from stuff that I have been holding near and dear to me. First and foremost, as you can see, there is some Sailor Moon inspirations. There are flowers all over the body, which I absolutely adore. There is golden chains to represent a more repressed and painful past. Um, there is the galaxy, which I guess would be about the part of freedom, you know, that the whole world is my oyster. Yeah, I think that's it. Floofyumi is made up of little parts of me and have been turned into the most beautiful avatar that I could ever consider to have seen up to date. Of course, that is definitely biased because there are so many beautiful avatars out there. But for me, it fits perfectly. It really does. If Luvumi could whisper a secret about her origin story, the only a select few know, what would it be? It would be that while the world as humans know it was born with a bang, Floofyumi was created in silence. Yes. Has the act of embodying Floofy revealed any new facets of your own personality, maybe even surprised you about yourself? Yes, actually. I always knew I had a very motherly side, right? But after becoming quote unquote the mother of so many woolies, it had showed me how much love and unconditional care I can have for people. I never expected this from myself. I always thought I was more cold and not caring. And then I got slapped in the face with reality. So I guess that was a big change, yeah. Beyond the numbers, what does success really mean to you? Both as the mistress of Floof and the kind real woman behind her. What does success mean to me? So, I guess I have a very idyllic idea of what success means to me. What I consider to be successful is if I can make a community that can act and be kind and loving, not to just each other, but to the people around them. Money, fame, all that, it's great and everything. But if you really ask me, I just really, really want to see one day people coming together because of Floofy, because of Floofyumi. And instead of hating on one another and instead of spreading hate, instead that they embrace everyone. Even if we do not, in our core, agree with each other, that we can at least embrace each other and continue moving forward. Yeah, that's it. Another question from Coffee is, if Lady Yumi of the Floofs had a theme song that played every time she entered a room, what would it be? Oh, crap doodles. I think I have to, okay? I have to. It depends on the mood. One of them would be the Node Cry theme, and another one would be the Sephiroth theme. Dun, 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 dun. Gotta have a mood for both, right? Yeah, sounds about right. Next question, Floofyumi, the VTuber, is magically granted one glitch in the Matrix power for 24 hours. What chaotic magnificent thing did she do? She would fill the internet with cats. Cats everywhere. Cats everywhere. Yeah. People would use that for good. I would use it for cats. Cats and sheep. Just everywhere. Just to put a smile on everyone. Everyone trying to pay their bills. And it's like a little kitty or a little sheep at the corner. Like, ah. Yes. So, next question. To go from deep, thoughtful questions to meme questions. Is pineapple on pizza A, acceptable, or B, a mortal sin? I think I will anger many people when I say it's acceptable. Next question. What is my favorite game? My favorite game is definitely Nier Automata. Nier Automata has extremely replayability, and the story is one of the most beautiful, most thoughtful stories that I have ever seen. If you haven't played it, and if you've only gotten yourself one ending, go on, replay, see that game in its full glory. It's incredible. Another question is, what keeps you motivated to keep streaming? Honestly, the fact that streaming has been the very first person I've done for the very first person. Great, Floofy, good job. The very first thing I've done in many, many years just for myself. I knew I wanted to do it. I knew a lot of people wouldn't be happy with me doing it, but I didn't care. So the fact that it's something for me and the fact that my community is the most beautiful community out there, I think that's what's keeping me streaming. It's a very difficult era for streaming. A lot of people are trying to hurt one another just so that they will get higher. But I'm still here. I'm gonna still try. I'm gonna toss my name in the ring and we'll see how it goes. Next question. If not a sheep, what else would you have drawn inspiration from for your model? If not for a sheep, I was actually going to go for a broken up doll, but not exactly like an antique doll, like a China doll, you know, like with the whites and blues. So she would be having parts missing off her, and they would be replaced by those China. Now I wasn't sure what she was gonna be or who she was gonna be, but I'm still very, very in love with that idea. I think it's something very, very pretty. So instead of cyberpunky, it would be more antique inspired. Yeah. The next question is something adorable, and it is cake or pie, and what's your favorite cake slash pie? So that is tough. That is very tough. I'll have to go with pie, and in that, I will go with a classic apple pie. You cannot go wrong with that. Or something that is very near and dear to me is a sweet pumpkin pie with phyllo dough. It is amazing. Yeah. You should all have some. Yeah. The next question is, who would be a dream collab for you? Oh, so many people. So many people. But as of right now, I think I'm gonna have to go with Foofy. She seems amazing. And then in the very, very long run, a dream collab would be Chibidoki. And then even further, it would have to be... You only asked for one, and here I am talking. So yeah, I'm gonna go like this. Yeah. Alrighty. The next question is, what were some names you brainstormed before settling on Floofyumi? So little surprise there. I didn't brainstorm much else. It was either gonna be Fuyumi or Floofyumi. I knew it in my heart that it was gonna be one of those two. I don't know why. Yumi has been a nickname I've been using for a very long time. And then it just felt right. Hmm. Then the next question is, do you have any goals you'd like to achieve by the end of this year? Um, hmm, honestly, my major goal to reach upon this year was to reach 500 people. And you guys blew my mind, blew everything I ever thought. And we've already done that. So I guess my next bigger goal would be to reach 1,000 little woolies. I I know it's maybe selfish to want to be more. I really, really want people to know of this community. It is it is such an incredible community to be part of. Hmm. So yeah, those are my big goals. They're very simple. The next question is, what is my favorite period in history and would you live in it? Ooh. Hmm. I actually do not have a favorite. I actually do not have a favorite period in history. I think that most of those parts of history were always lacking something. They were always lacking something more. So, while I think there were simpler times back then, and I am gonna talk about. Hmm, I'm trying to think if anything is actually interesting to me, but I love the period I live in. There is so much change. There is so many things happening. I want to be now. I know that's silly. Forgive me. Alrighty. Next question. If you could, in what kind of universe would you live in? Fantasy, sci-fi, steampunk, cyberpunk, etc. I cannot speak anymore. Fictional universes also count. Hmm. What universe? I think I would definitely have to go with fantasy. Just look at me, I'm a cosmic simp. Yeah. While I do love the cyberpunky, I really have to go with fantasy. I'd have to go in a more Skyrim inspired fantasy world where everything is possible, even climbing up a 90-degree mountain with a horse. The next question, which is one I really, really adore, is what's my favorite dinosaur? Brontosaurus. Always Brontosaurus. Such a cute little baby. Giant baby, but cute little baby. Bronto for the win. If you don't love the Bronto, you don't know what you're doing. I'm joking. Right. Next question is, how are the Greek wildfires affecting you or not? Thankfully, the Greek wildfires are not affecting me, but they are affecting millions and millions of people. They are terrible. They've been happening more and more. I know there is technically no solution to them, but I wish it would get better. Yes. So thankfully, I am not affected, but there is so many other people that are. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Next question is, what was a childhood game you played that you really enjoyed? That would have to be Resident Evil 3. Yep. Children play Mario. I was playing Resident Evil 3. I absolutely adored that game. It left a big impression on me. The fact that a woman could carry around a freaking, what's it called? Rocket launcher and mess up the giant nemesis. Then again, on a similar note, What was the inspiration behind my model? The inspiration behind my model was actually a few things. First and foremost, I wanted to have sheep features because I think sheep are adorable. Secondly, I wanted to have a prominent color of purple as it is my most near and dear color. Not favorite, no. Then I knew I wanted to have some sort of ears. And I knew I didn't want to be just a normal sheep. So that's how I went with the cosmic sheep. And that is how I also decided that I didn't want to be normal sized. Canonically, I am Gargantusaurus. I am part of the universe. The next question is, have I ever thought about voice acting? I have indeed thought about that, but I am incredibly shy. So it makes it really difficult for me to reach out and start casting for voice acting. I hope that one day I can hopefully get over my fears and try it out, even if it's later on in life. Next question. Imagine a time capsules that we're going to open in 10 years. What are you going to leave your future community? What about just for you? Cliché, yes, but I like exploring it. My future community, I would leave a little clip of when we first started. You should always remember where you came from. I'm not saying you should hold grudges. I am saying stay humble. And to my future you, I would make a little note of a beautiful something my husband wrote to me so that I can always remember it. Because I always put too much weight on myself and I try to be a perfectionist, but it's very tough to do so. So I think I just remind myself in 10 years that, hey, remember to take care of yourself as well. If you could design a new feature for your model that goes way beyond things like movements and emotes, what would it be? I want fangs. Fangs. Give me fangs. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. I want fangs. It's very simple. Give me. Ah. Oh, also one more. I want to be able to throw floof at people. New subscriber, get some floof. I think that would be adorable. If I could listen through all the noise and the chaos and deep shittery of the world, what's the message you hope that we hear you sharing with us through your streams? Be kind. Be kind, share love. Stop hating on one another. Differences will always exist. Respect each other's opinions and move on. We do not have to end up taking lives just to prove a point. I understand that right now the world is in a very dark era. But when has it not? Teach yourself that even if you don't agree with someone, it does not mean you cannot move together through life. You don't have to be best friends, but you can see and accept each other and each other's opinions and just be like, hey, agree to disagree. But you've heard, you've grown. That's what I want you guys to hear. If we could smell Floofyumi, what would she smell like? How do you like that for deep and thoughtful? Yeah, deep and thoughtful. What? Oh my goodness. I guess we would definitely have to do, she would smell very floral. She would smell extremely floral due to the fact that she has undying flowers on her. It would be more of a sweet scent. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go for. Now, to the next question. How do you balance the expectations of your community with your own personal creative goals for Floofy? So the thing is, I don't. I am terrible at balancing. I try to achieve everything. Um, but, but, something I am trying to learn is boundaries. Set boundaries. Set if something is if the community expects something that I really don't want to do, then I talk with them. Then I tell them that, hey, I'm really not comfortable with doing that. And usually my sweet, beautiful woolies all understand. And that is something I really appreciate. But in reality, I'm terrible with balancing. I try to achieve everything and create everything. So, yeah. Next question. Is there a specific habit or mannerism that you've gotten as Floofy that wasn't really a conscious choice but kind of developed naturally over time? Giving forehead kisses. Giving little forehead kisses. I didn't expect to do that. But now if my woolies are feeling bad, all I tell them is, come here. Come close. I'll give you a little forehead kiss. And I just hope it gets them through the day if that's what they need. Next question. If the Woolies could magically build a monument to Floofyumi, how would it look and what would it be made of? Oh, that's... Ooh! Okay, you know. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I have no answer to that question. I'm sorry. It would be something soft and fluffy. But also not. I really don't know. I'm sorry. Next question! Is there a moment yet from a stream that you think about often, but not because it was funny or popular, but because it felt genuinely meaningful? Yep, there is a point. And it happened very, very, very recently. It's not funny and it's not popular, but I am unfortunately dealing with certain situations in my life and my workplace. And I shared those problems with my woolly pops. And they showed me what the world is meant to be. They showed me so much love, kindness, and understanding. And that often plays in my head. And it reminds me how important what I'm doing is. Well, at least to me. So I guess that is an extremely selfish reason again. Oh, there we go again. Alrighty, we have two last questions going on. One being, do I have a streamer voice, like changing it a bit for stream, or is it just naturally pleasant? Actually, I do not have a streamer voice. My voice is exactly as it is. It goes higher when I'm excited, it goes lower when I'm chilling. It reaches a certain threshold when I want to be big and scary. But no. This is my voice. This is what I sound like. Some people may like it, some people may not, but it is very taxing to constantly have to change my voice, especially when I stream 4 times a week. To put on a mask on my voice. I could do that, I guess, with some sort of voice modification application, but I didn't wanna. And the very last question is, do you feel your personality is different on and off stream? Yes and no. There are certain stuff that I do on stream that it would be very, very difficult and probably not accepted if I were to do them in real life. People would be like, let's say my little goblin noises. um, but for the rest, it's how I act with not how I act, how I am with my most near and dear people. So, I guess this is me. I may not be everyone's cup of tea, but this is me. Hmm. So, those were all my questions that I had from my little woolly bobs. These were questions made from my followers, from my beautiful community. If there is anything you would like to know further on about me, ask me in the comments below. Now, if you would be interested, come check us out on Twitch. We stream Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Just remember, be kind and loving to everyone. And I'm gonna close off how I always close off. If it is the night, have the good night. If it is the evening, have the loveliest of evenings. It just so happens to be the afternoon. Don't forget about your Abendkuchen. And if it is the morning, then go get them. Have the most beautiful days ahead of yourself. Thank you so, so much for watching this video. I hope it answered your questions and I hope there will be more in the future. Thank you all so, so much for everything. Take care of yourselves and I will be seeing you in the next video. Bye, bye, bye.